We're reacting to the best moments from the Jake Paul TYRON Woodley press conference. And guys, I'm immensely qualified to break this down because your boy has a BS in psychology. So I am going to tell you who's for sure is going to win the fight. 100% guaranteed. I'm not just some dumbass on YouTube, okay? Okay? That being said, let's rip it.
During the face-off, quote, I saw it in his eyes. I saw it deep in his soul that he knew this right hand was going to crack him in his skull. You still stand by that?
Yeah, look, I saw fear in his eyes. I saw a man who just accepted a fight mostly for a paycheck. Saw a man who doesn't really have fight left in him. Saw a man who's been defeated multiple times now and who will be finished and sent into retirement by
Woodley literally just with the casual like, okay. Woodley's like, actually, yeah, I am here for the paycheck. 7 figures, baby, let's go.
YouTube Disney star boxer.
Keyword, you saw a man. Something you're not. You're a problem child. That's what you saw. You haven't even been in front of enough people to know what to judge a face-off from. My sparring partners will finish you.
Honestly, Woodley looks like he's hungover and he just rocked up. He just rocked up. He just rocked up, right?
We'll see, you know?
Nice watch though.
We'll see what happens, you know? I think your career is over, man.
I know. You think I know. It's two different things.
I'm going to bounce your brain off of your skull. Instant concussion, you will be on the mat. You're just not the same Tyrone anymore.
I never was Tyrone, number one. Number two, everything.
I never was Tyrone.
You just scripted and wrote and practiced in the mirror. You shaking while you even saying it. Like, this is a fight. This ain't fucking for play. This for real.
Tyrone, and F him up. You still stand by that?
I mean, look at my resume. Look at
That's
all
a lame question. Yo, that's a lame question. Fighter A, who's fighting Fighter B? You said you will beat him. Do you still think you will beat him? Like, dog, come on. Honestly, I'm less impressed with the media questions than I am with Jake and TYRON right now. Like, what are they doing? TYRON is just like, bro, what kind of a question is this? Of course I'm still going to say I'm going to beat him. Duh.
up-and-coming fighters, the Darren Tills, the Kevin Gaslams, the one that gassed up and they gave false hope that they can get the job done. And watch what happened. None of them landed a punch. So him being athletic, him having the right hand, him getting everybody to want him to. So many people come up with me on a day-to-day basis. You gotta knock him the fuck out.
That's funny.
I'm like, damn, what this dude did to everybody. He got people wanting to watch him. That's why we're sitting here right now.
That's the exact pressure that's going to crack you on fight night.
No, the pressure's gonna be on you.
You have never been in a fight like this, and
Never,
you know
right?
the whole MMA community.
Robbie
is
Law,
counting
Carlos
on you.
Condit, Darren Till. I've never been in a fight.
Don't know who the fuck those guys are.
Exactly.
You've never been on a fight of this scale.
Hall of Fame.
You've never been on
Your phone,
this
your
fight.
YouTube.
You've never been
Slide over to
on
Hall
a
of
fight
Fame.
of this scale, which is why this is the biggest payday of your life. And you know that the whole MMA community is counting on you to knock me out and to beat me. When you lost to Kamaru,
I got one person counting
when you
on me.
lost to Gilbert Burns, when you lost to all of those guys, you had built-in excuses.
When
they
have
were
you
the best.
fought anybody
Oh,
that
they were
got-
the best.
This is kind of fun. Okay, this is kind of fun. I'm glad. I think this is hilarious.
What happens when you lose to
When
Jake
have you
Paul?
fought anybody
What
that
happens when
got-
you lose to Jake Paul? You're going to be the laughing stock
When
of the
have you
internet.
fought
Just like
anybody
I
that
turned
caliber?
Nate Robinson into a floor mat, I'm going to turn you into fucking
Nate
pigs.
Robinson plays basketball. He shoot 3 points and slam dunk.
Hey, Jake.
I knock people out for a living.
I think this is kind of funny, actually. This is kind of good banter, honestly, right? This is kind of good banter. I kind of like it. Honestly, as well, my favorite part about Jake's trash talk is that he's, like, being relatively self-aware here. He's like, yo, I'm Jake, and nobody likes me. Everybody hates me, so they want you to win, and you're going to be a joke because no one takes me seriously, so if I beat you, that makes you an even bigger joke. Isn't that kind of a weird narrative for a trash talker to take? I think it's funny. That's really, in a weird way, I think that's actually pretty good trash talk.
These pictures of you training with Floyd Mayweather. Can you tell us how those sessions went? And did he give you maybe some tricks that we will see on August 29th?
I mean, to get an opportunity to work out with Floyd Mayweather, an idiot would not take that advantage of that situation.
True.
He showed me stuff not specifically to defeat Jake, but to be a world-class boxer in general. Techniques, positions, placements, hand positioning, movements. In MMA, sometimes we waste energy. Sometimes we do a lot of shucking and jiving, and they don't have purpose. Everything I do, everything I throw is gonna hurt. My feints are gonna hurt. It's gonna make his body shake.
My feints are gonna hurt? My feints are gonna hurt? What?
But he don't know what the fuck's going on. So you can say, I'm out to say anything. I'm from the show me state. You gotta show me. I've been in there. This ain't my first big stage. I was at the sold out Madison Square Garden with the fight of the night. The biggest gate they've ever had in history. The best card in UFC history. I was a fight of the night.
That's not true. The biggest gate was last weekend in Vegas, but
The biggest gate of Madison Square Garden. Listen to what I say, young man.
so how is Floyd Mayweather?
Woodley just substitute teaching him. Listen to what I say, young man. Call me Mr. Woodley. Don't say my first name. I'm the sub today. We're not doing a lesson plan.
Gonna teach you to beat me when you couldn't even finish my brother? You
Just
are
talk about money and just talk about clout. Because when we talk about fighting, you shouldn't even be talking in the same sentences with me.
I mean,
Dude, they're both getting off pretty good lines. Yeah. Hey, chat says Tyron's gonna win. 67%, pretty controversial vote. Yeah.
I'm a Hall of Fame already. And I'm going to make history bouncing your head off the mat. Now what?
Well, we can talk about fighting. I mean, if you want to dive into it. I mean,
What can
look at your
what can-
coaches. Who's your coach? Is
what
it
can we
Pedro
refer
Diaz?
to?
Is it Eric Brown? Is it Floyd Mayweather? You're bouncing around coaches like you do baby mamas. How many kids you got now?
Oh.
You're a 9-year-old man who's pull
And
up
guess
in
what?
the week.
You know
Get
what's
your
funny?
shit together, bro.
You know what's funny? You got on
Get
all
your
this
shit together,
You
bro.
look like a rap video. Tell me somebody in your neighborhood that dressed like that.
I'm going fishing.
Tell me
after
somebody
this.
in your neighborhood that dressed like that.
I'm going fishing after this.
I'm going fishing.
Tyron?
I am coach.
How about this?
You want to be a
People rap
rapper.
about what I did.
You want
I
to
coached
be
you
a
cohesive.
rapper. You have most of the songs on
cohesive.
Spotify that fucking suck with 2 streams,
Brother,
You're
are you
39 years old
serious?
trying to become a rapper.
Are you serious?
You're trying to become a rapper.
Have you saw
This is it.
yourself?
How about this?
Pull your hair
all
back
of the
and
money,
see your line.
all of the money.
Pull your line back. Pull your line back.
All the money that you're eating from this fight is going to your baby mamas.
Pull your hair back.
You bought a used Bentley.
You know
I
what's
seen it on your
funny?
Instagram.
You know
bought a
what's
used
funny?
Bentley
My
with your money.
biggest flex is my
You
feet.
bought
I
a
know.
used Bentley.
That's my
Hold
biggest
on.
flex.
I think that these guys want to
So
hear
you
about
actually think you
They
got
wanna hear about the
his
fight.
Instagram covering up the steering wheel so you can't see how many miles is on it. You're like,
Bro,
just got this Ocean Auto Club
what are we talking
used luxury car
about here? We talking about fighting.
Yeah, let's talk about fighting.
I'm talking about
Guess
how
what?
you're
Let's talk about
bitch.
use Bentley, use Biggs, and guess what? You gonna pay for those words, brother.
So let me ask you this.
Wait, I'm not gonna pay. I'm paying you.
Plus get pulled for that word. You gonna find out.
So
Okay,
we'll
rapper.
find out. How about this?
Okay,
You gonna
rapper.
find out.
Tyron,
I'm culture. I can talk about culture.
A lot of
I'm
people-
what they rap about.
a lot of you guarantee.
Yeah, honestly, guys, the whole trash talk is funny, but I keep getting distracted by Jake's like jiggling transformer behind him. Like, what is this thing? What is this robot doing behind Jake? It's so distracting. Why is there just this like giant ass robot standing right behind him? Why do you have something that's like 30 times more intimidating than you just like hovering behind you? It's so weird. Like, why is there a giant robot behind him and it just keeps on like jiggling back and forth? It's so weird. It's so weird. Honestly though, I feel like they're both kind of getting some good lines out. They are getting some good lines out. This is fun.
People, when they pay their money for Showtime pay-per-view on August 29th to see you fight Jake Paul, what can you guarantee you that they're going to get on August 29th?
Violence.
Jake, same question.
I mean, people know what they get when you're tuning into a Jake Paul event. That's
All
why.
the time.
That's why I'm the most impactful 3-0 boxer in history. No fighter has ever accomplished what I've accomplished in 3 fights. And
Who's in this robot? Who's this giant person in this robot? I'm sorry, I just can't stop fixating on this robot. Like, who's in this? Who's in this robot? Like, what 7-foot tall behemoth is just standing in this thing? I want to see them box. They're huge.
People can say I didn't earn it. People will say I don't deserve it, but I'm earning more than any fighter has ever earned 3 fights in, and people know what they get when they tune into a Jake Paul show. I'm knocking this guy out. That's what people want to see, and we're putting on a show.
How you gonna do it? And I don't
Honestly, except for maybe Brock Lesnar, I do think Jake's right about the 3-0 being the highest paid 3-0 boxer ever. He's probably right, or fighter ever. The only other person I can think of that might become close is Brock Lesnar, because he was super famous before he started taking his first MMA fights from WWE.
I don't think he don't deserve it. I think what he's doing is trying to, I'm a Disney, I'm a vlogger, and I'm fighting a seasoned veteran UFC champion. It's all just in case. It's a backup excuse for when I wax you in that ring. That's what it is. He a fighter. This is going to look like a fight. It's a lot of fights that's taking place that people are like, oh, this is bad for the sport. Will look like a fight. It's not going. I'm not just going to walk out there and swing 2 punches and everybody think I'm knocking him out in 2 minutes. This is a real fucking fight. I'm training like I'm fighting Mike Tyson. I want y'all to really know that. So don't fall for the BS. Oh, I'm Disney. Oh, this is no. This is a fight. You want to fight me? You sign the line. It's war.
I like that.
You victorious? Another fight?
I like that from Tyron.
Boxing?
Of course, I didn't get into this for a quick payday to get in and get out.
Okay, I think that's a lie. I think he did came into this for a quick payday to fight Jake and then bounce. Like, why not? You can make a cool. At least he's got to be making $250K, right? I think he probably did jump in for the money so we can just go bounce, man.
This is a stepping stone for me. This is my entry into boxing for sure. So for me, I'm not gonna say nothing because he damn lied. Because he know good well I knock him out. But at the end of the day, when I look at him, I look at a kid that really don't have nothing to lose. I look at power. I'm not gonna act like he doesn't have power. But anybody that had power, the brawlers, the Robbie Lawlers, the people that really possess the ability to possibly shut your lights out, them the ones that maybe train the hardest. So I look forward to it.
Robbie Lawler, that was a discussion going into my Ben Askren fight. Robbie Lawler couldn't knock out Ben Askren. Robbie Lawler's a beast. Robbie Lawler couldn't knock out Ben Askren.
You're talking about me.
1 minute and 59 seconds. I finished your best friend, butt buddy.
I'm not trying to gas Robbie Lawler, by the way.
I wanted to ask you, when Tyron is talking like this...
Yo, that girl looks so bored. Hey, is this Tyron's version of Jake's giant robot? Because they both look just about as bored, right? She just, look at her.
Is that what you actually wanted? You wanted an opponent
so
like
bored.
this who's willing to test you, who is a bigger puncher than the previous guys you fought, correct?
Yeah, I love it. I haven't been hit in
Yo,
3
she
fights.
looks even more bored. These girls... Why do these girls look so bored and over this entire event?
It's a fact.
Well, that's gonna get hit in this one.
I haven't been hit in the face. So, as a professional boxer, that's sort of unheard of. And I just want to add some experience to my belt. Look, I want to go after Canelo in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I
What
want to
the
be world
hell?
champion.
Yo, Jake. You gonna go after my Cinnamon Prince? Dog! Canelo? You don't want Jake. You don't want that smoke. Canelo will do dirty things. Canelo will pulverize you, brother. Have you seen, what they do in a butcher shop when they're tenderizing the beef? Your internal organs will look like that. Brother Bear, no. Canelo will still be in his prime in 3 years. You do not want that. Jake, you are talking crazy. You are talking crazy. Like the Conor McGregor, that's one thing, yeah? But saying Canelo? Canelo? Ugh. You lying, dog.
And so, if I'm just fighting guys who can't hit me, how am I going to get better in the ring under those lights and get that experience? So, Tyron's the perfect person to maybe get me to the 3rd round for the first time ever.
Can you take this cup from me? Oh, okay. You started looking real silly for no reason.
Tyron, he mentioned that he didn't know any of your previous fights. If you had to pick 2 or 3 of your fights to introduce...
Nah, young Hades, Floyd is different. Floyd's been retired for 4 years. Floyd retired, Conor McGregor fight for 50-0, that didn't really count. Floyd hasn't fought a top-level boxer in 5 years. That's completely different. Canelo's in his prime, in the middle of his reign. It's not the same, man. It's not the same. Canelo's trying to unify the middleweight, I think it's middleweight or super middleweight belt right now. It's completely different. Floyd's Floyd hasn't. His last like real, true professional fight was the 49-0 West versus Canelo. Yo, if I ever had a death wish, it's just like suicide by Canelo if I fought him. Let's be honest, that'd be some ginger on ginger murder right there.
Introduce Jake to what type of fighter you are. Which of your 3 past fights would you tell him he needs to watch to really know who you are?
I mean, Jake's a fan, so he knows all of my fights. He's played me on a UFC video game, and you know, he's just saying
I
that
don't even
because
own an Xbox.
he says that because it sounds cool to basically try to discredit the person to the side. But at the end of the day, he's talking about a career. Okay, I have a career, and I had a career before it was even legal. You, I was a what?
Keyword had.
Okay. Back to intellectual conversation.
For sure, bro.
He literally recognizes what I'm possible. He just said I'm a seasoned striker. How would you know that I'm a seasoned striker without watching me? He took somebody's word for it? No, he watched me. And he gonna watch me punch him right in the face. And he gonna look in his corner, he gonna look at his coaches and be like, you lied to me.
Dude, I feel like T. Wood's actually getting off some funny lines, but he sounds so bored. I feel like his lines are good. His delivery just sounds so bored that he doesn't emphasize them, right? Like, he's got good lines, but he's just sitting there, he's talking like this, like, hey, you know, like, I do this, I did this, I'm gonna knock him out. Like, you, say it! Like, be enthusiastic. If you don't care, how am I supposed to care, Tyron? Like, you've got good lines. Just deliver them, man. Come on. What are you doing?
You told me I could beat him. You told me he was old. You told me he was washed up.
That is actually not what they tell me. They say this is the biggest challenge, and every single day they say this is a serious fighter.
They should have told you it was suicide.
There's a lot on the
He should
line
have told
here.
you. See,
This is
like,
a high
he's
risk
got good lines. He should have told you it was suicide. That's a killer line. He just doesn't deliver it well, man. Hey, what's up, Ashiro?
fight, but they tell me, Jake, you will beat him and you will KO him. They're not sitting here fluffing my feathers, okay? Like, I have the best team, one of the best boxing teams I've ever seen in the world. It's Patriot, Bill Belichick, Bulls 96, 97, team problem child. They're not here gassing me up. People think I have yes men. People think I have weird people around me telling me shit. That's not the case, buddy.
That's why I don't think. I don't think what he has.
We are taking you very seriously, but anything that you bring to the ring, it just won't matter. 3 rounds.
Hi Jake, Adriana Jimenez with Fino Boxing. A few weeks ago you mentioned that you wanted to make a bet with him to double up the purse. Is that something that you're still
Yo,
bringing
this
up?
robot cannot stand still. I am sorry. This is so distracting. This is so distracting. This robot cannot stand still for half a second, dude. It just keeps drawing my eye to its weird robot nipples that are just like gyrating in the back. What is
Are
happening?
you interested in?
Yeah, look, I mean, he didn't want to take that bet.
I did, but I didn't want to let you fucking get the upper hand. At the time you said, I'm like, man, that sounds appetizing, but I didn't want to let you just get that moment.
Okay, so how about this? Let's make a new bet right now.
I just think I'm gonna beat you
a new
on
bet. If I beat you, you have to get I Love Jake Paul tattooed on you. But if you beat me, I get I Love TYRON Woodley tattooed on me, and you have to post it on your Instagram feed. Deal or no deal? But are you confident or not?
That's hilarious. To be fair, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Bro. How do you not take that bet? That sucks too. If you don't take it, you just look stupid. But man, that's
What y'all think? I think I should do it.
You hear that one guy? Was that Logan in the crowd? Hell yeah!
Oh, this guy has no fucking confidence.
Bet. Deal or no deal? Yeah.
Can we shake on it?
That's hilarious. Okay, yo, honestly, this makes the stakes so much higher. Okay, if somebody loses and they don't do it, we have to hold them. We have, like, I don't care. This is the only time we can cancel somebody, all right? This is the only time we can cancel somebody. This is the only time we'll be like, we're going to have to hold them accountable. We need to hold them accountable if we don't get to see some tattoo pics after this fight, whatever goes down.
Here we go. Folks,
Let's go! Hey. Woodley is kind of small.
it goes down in the Buckeye State of Ohio. Jake
Ohio.
Paul's hometown, Cleveland, Ohio, Showtime pay-per-view.
I mean, there's no way it's not Cap, though, right? There's no way they're getting a tattoo, right?
TYRON Woodley, a UFC champion, making his boxing debut taking on a man who became a YouTube star and now pugilistic puncher.
Hey, most of Woodley's weight is just in his butt, though. So Jake looks so much bigger, but most of Woodley is a bottom-heavy dude. I don't know if you guys saw his fights, but, like, his upper body's this wide, his lower body's, like, this wide. He carries all his weight. He's built like a damn centaur. So I'm curious if he's going to be, like, the same weight as Jake, because I know Jake's a bigger guy, too. Or if Jake will actually have a weight advantage on him. I'm not sure.
Good job.
I've had 7 minutes in 3 fights, so I needed harder opponents. That's why we chose Woodley. Hopefully he can bring me a good fight. I want more time under the lights. I said it in the presser, I haven't been hit in my 3 professional fights. There's been a headbutt, someone grazed my neck, but I haven't been hit. Like, I don't even know what it's like to get hit necessarily with a 10-ounce glove on. So hopefully Woodley can bring a fight and eventually get enough experience under my belt to fight Canelo.
I feel you gotta be careful. There were some sentences in there where I'm like, yo, you gotta be careful what you wish for, brother. I don't know if you want to feel like what taking a good shot from Woodley feels. Because you can say what you want about Woodley, he's a power puncher. And Jay needs to stop talking about Canelo. That's wild. That's wild, dude. McGregor's one thing, Canelo.
He's not the toughest opponent yet, at least on paper.
Woodley's the toughest opponent, for sure, by far. And I'm excited for that.
He's actually, he's being surprisingly nice to Woodley. Have you guys caught that? He's actually kind of bigging up Woodley, which he didn't do for any of his other opponents. That's interesting, isn't it? I find it interesting he is starting to big up Woodley. I wonder what that means.
Hopefully it brings out the best in me. And like I said, people don't even know how I fight. People haven't even seen footage or know what I do. I haven't even gotten to warm up. I come alive in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds in sparring, 7th round, 8th round. That's when I come alive. So people haven't even seen my style or seen how good I am yet.
Probably a couple times. You know what I mean? Because he's going to be walking around with I Love TYRON WOODLEY tattoo on his body. So might as well try to get it back. Try to get a chance to redeem himself. So we probably going to fight a couple times. And he added a no competition. Who does that when they're confident? You think I asked for that? Now, if you let me rob the bank twice without going to jail, of course. I'm kicking the door in. Give me the brain shark, give me everything. So I really believe that fighting him a few times.
Man, Woodley's got such good lines. He just delivers them like he's so bored. Yeah.
Fighting an OG in a boxing game and to fight the current guy, there's no way you can't respect me now. There's no way you can ever question. That's 4 fights. Put those 4 fights together. You know what I mean? Put those 4 fights together, now we talking.
Woodley said that he would fight you more than once after also fighting OG. What would you say after fighting once? What would the next bet be, and what would you say to another fight?
I wouldn't fight Woodley. I'm not going to fight Woodley after I beat him. There's no point, you know? I'm going to finish him violently.
I mean, if you're the A side and you win, you don't give a rematch. Why would you? It's only if you're the B side. It's only if you're a B side and you win it. Yeah, there's a rematch clause if TYRON wins. I mean, honestly, I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that means he's scared and stuff." I bet it's because of what happened with Loma when he lost to Tio. If you guys don't know, Lomachenko is just an amazing boxer, but he lost to another amazing boxer, Tio Lopez, right? And he did not have a rematch clause because Lomachenko didn't want to get stuck having to fight Tio again. But then Tio won, and now Loma can't get a rematch. That's probably all it is, yeah. I mean, it's usual. In boxing, it never happens in MMA, but rematch clauses happen in boxing almost every single time. Almost every time. So it's not weird for A side to do that. I don't think it actually indicates a less confidence, even though I think that's going to be kind of a hot take. I don't think that actually indicates less confidence. That's almost always the case for A side in boxing.
And a snack in the bag real quick. I really earned
like that was probably Jake's management, not even Jake, to be honest.
Karma is for real. I put myself in a position I may not have got the similar situation in the organization where I did the most, where you guys know me from, but I've been putting seeds in the ground since I started this. And my intent has always been pure, to show people it's possible to glorify God and to go out there and just use my talents and ability and have people like, what the fuck just happened? And that's what they're going to say August 29th.
Honestly, like, that was fun. I got to agree with AK. AK said Jake's a good fight promoter. Honestly, he is. You can say what you want. He's definitely promoting well. I think people really want to see him get knocked out. But that's cool. I don't know who I think I'm going to win, guys. Chat, who do you think's going to win? YouTube comments, who do you guys think's going to win? I'm curious. It's hard to know because like Ben Askren talked a lot of good talk, right? Leading up to the fight. And he showed up with no hip and looking like he had just been on a bender in Tijuana for 4 months, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's impossible to know how seriously Woodley's actually taking it. That being said, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. JJ gonna win? That being said, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have an immensely beautiful day. We also do the reactions live on twitch.tv/TalkToWesley. If you want to join us over there, take care, guys. I'm out.